Recording is on.
There's my girl. So there we go. I told you. So what I want to do now.
Do you want me to pop in headphones or is the sound okay?
Great. Yeah, you're fab. You're fab. I'll probably put mine back in a little bit once they charge more. I constantly listen to Vivaldi Winter on my headphones the entire time. It allows me to just stay in the zone. Yeah. So right now we're cool though. So what I'm going to do, I also listen to Screamo too when I channel. I know that's very weird, but it's just
it works. It works.
It's just a vibe. You stay in the same areas. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and zone out. And since we have 3 people here, and specifically because they're from different sides and different areas, I really want to focus on one at a time. And so I'm going to go ahead and I guess you'd say like, you're going to see me staring down here a lot. I'm literally looking at my tissue, but it's part of zoning out. But I'm going to kind of feel around and see what we have first. Okay, so give me about a minute. Hang on, I'm gonna scroll down really quick. It's like trying to go fishing in a big open world. You're just like, okay, it works though. Okay, let's see if I can grab him first. Hang on. Okay. All right, I think we got him. It's interesting when I prep and I do meditation beforehand, you ask them all to come in. So it's just a matter of sorting through the people that you have. And this is a very... Come around, I see her. Can we go with Roland first? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Hang on. Because the only reason I say it is because the first thing he does is like pops in and he has this huge hug and he shows with you. And so it's very like this coming in, like feeling this tummy and stuff like that. Hang on. Just telling you how it feels. So he's very warm and affectionate. Hang on. Steven's in a different place. Steven's in a lower vibration. We'll go to Steven in just a little bit, which usually means he passed a certain different way that we'll talk about later. Hang on. Maybe Steven's gonna go. No, they both are. They kind of like vie for who comes to you first. Like if nobody's ever really talked to them, then they're like get all excited. Hang on. Couldn't come. But Steven passed recently, like a year ago, maybe? Not even that?
Yeah.
Cool, because he's like, there should have been talking about a funeral, like there should have been more people, but like not a lot of people could come or something like that. I don't know what that is. Hold on. Very upset with that. He's a very, did he want to go? He said, I didn't know what I want. Hang on. Sorry, he's leaning like towards military way, but I'm like, no. And then he says, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was like, oh, okay, hang on. Instead of being a lazy boy, I'm like, you're not a lazy guy. Hang on. We were friends. We'd hang out. You and him would hang out?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hang on. He talks about he's almost like the person that tries to be everybody's friend. Go to a lot of parties with you or something like that. He keeps showing me this stupid red Solo cup. I don't know what that means. That's why I'm like, what is that? I'm like, parties maybe? I don't know what that means. Come on. Did he have depression?
Not to my knowledge, but
I'm very frustrated. That's the only reason that like leans onto it. Hang on. Okay, so Roland, wants me to call him by a different name though. The double syllable up. Yeah, I don't know what that means.
I know what it is.
Okay, sorry. He's like, okay, I'm calling him wrong. Like, Mr. Roland. He's like, oh, call me this. And I hear like, bop, bop. And I'm like, oh, okay. What did you call him?
No.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Double. Sorry, I hear syllables. So I'm like,
Yeah.
what does it mean? Cool. Hang on. Because he's talking with him, not at him, but like does a little hint. Is this man very tall?
He was big.
Okay, because the way he stands up next to me and he like dwarfs me, and I'm 5'9", so that's why I'm like he's like this large guy. Because when he gives me a hug or like gives you a hug, like he like surrounds me. Hang on. So this was a good kid. He was a good kid. It wasn't his time to go yet. I'm like, oh, okay, so he's not a bad kid. I'm like, okay, cool. He's like narrating his life. I'll help him out. He's a little hard at talking, new and all. Okay. So these are the words that I'm talking about. So hang on. Oh, you are okay. So you were around for a long time. Oh, he's talking about you being a really little girl. Hang on. Travel a lot. Would he travel a lot? Hang on. Hold on. We wanted to go on more vacations. Did he work a ton?
Who?
Your grandfather.
Yeah, he had his own business.
Perfect. Okay. Because he's like, I wanted to go on more vacations. He's like, but he's showing me working all the time. Like he has to work all the time. I'm like, oh, okay. Hang on. Did he have to have a bypass or something to do with his heart?
Yeah.
Cool. Hang on. Sorry, he's talking about, he just showed me like a stent or something like that. I'm like, oh, okay. Hang on. Concerned if I was going to make it or not. Ready to let it all go. Oh, nobody's ready to die yet. This sucks. Hang on. Grandma got so worried about me. Talking about you. Hang on. You're so worried about me. Hang on. I finally weren't there. Were you not there when he passed?
Who?
You.
Wait, which one?
Oh, sorry, grandfather. We're gonna call him.
No, I decided not to go.
Okay, because he says he's talking about, don't worry, you weren't there that he passed. He's like, it's okay, like telling you about that. That's why he's like, it's okay. He like comes up, he like gives you this big pat, like this big hug. He's it's okay. Hang on. You didn't need to see me like that. I'm like, I know. Hang on. Sticks and rods, not the best light. So he's hospitalized?
Yeah, he was.
Okay, because he's talking about he says different words from what I'm used to, and he's like, oh, when they have you poke through sticks and rods or like all hooked up or something like that, he's like, it's not an image you want to see. And I'm like, I get it. I totally get it. You don't want to be there for that. Hang on. He says, I don't blame you at all. Like that. I'm like, oh, okay. Hang on. Like, wow, so you were really, really close to him. He says even when you're little, he's like talking about you, like you being the apple of his eye. So it's like perfect. Hang on. I'm glad she's pointing out what she wants to do. Where do I go though? Hey, it's like you're on track, or like you're putting yourself on your path of like what you want to do, but now you're second guessing it. I don't know what's going on with that. We'll get into that too. Hang on. Make a plan and stick with it. Go do it. This plan of life is very confusing. Hang on. I'll also say a lot of stuff under my breath, so when you re-listen to it, listen for that, okay? Hang on, because I just move very quick. It's so long, too. Did he not have anybody to pass this business along to?
He did, but it was kind of tough.
Okay. Because he says, like, I wish I could have passed it along to, or I wish I could have done this, or I wish it would have been passed along. It's something about passing along, but it doesn't work out. So it's all gone now, correct?
For the most part, yeah.
Okay. It's okay. He's big into food. Huge into food. Huge into food. Hang on. Why does it keep showing me? It's mentioning Italian food a lot. I don't know why. There's something that goes along with that. Like it's something more ethnic. It's not anywhere. Sorry about that. Hang on. Hold on. Life. Okay, so he was still married at the end?
Yeah, he remarried.
Cool, because he says my wife will something about that, or my wife will so, or something like that. Hang on. We got a good family. Okay, so what side is this on? Don't tell me. Hang on. Hang on. Is this on mom's side?
Mm-mm.
Really? Did somebody's first husband die or something like that? Or is this the woman he married? Is that her first husband?
I think it's her second husband.
Okay, there's something about a husband that died. I don't know where that's from. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Let me get into why he passed really quick. I was getting sicker. I was getting sicker. Why is he coughing? Like what he's showing. He's saying sicker, sicker. He's showing coughing. I'm like, I don't know what that means. Hang on. What are we about? They have something to do with his lungs or something like that? What happened with him?
He was a smoker his whole life, but he had cancer like all over his body.
Okay, because he keeps coughing to me, and I'm like, what is that? Hang on. Still ma and pa at that point. I'm going to ask him what his business was. Oh, it went to his brain. Did it start out either as like liver or testicular cancers, or not liver, intestinal?
I believe so.
Okay. Sorry, I'm asking him like what he's just showing me, like you said, all over, but I'm like,
I think his breaking point was in his back. He had something in his back.
Okay. So it's affecting how we walk, how everything's happening, how we're dealing with this. Okay, so this business he was in. He's going back to food all the time. Sorry. I'm like, he wasn't in food, correct?
No.
Cool. That's why I don't know why he keeps showing me back to food. Hang on. Alan eating. He's still eating. I love him. What is with like the flaky pastries and stuff like that? Hold on. I don't get it. What nationality is this?
He's Italian.
That's why I remember earlier I said Italian. And I was like, what is he mentioning? Okay, go back and like I'm like, he keeps mentioning Italian food. Keeps mentioning Italian food. Okay, cool. That's why. Okay. That's why when he talks, he's always like this when he's talking to me. He's explaining things. Hang on. Talking about creating, moving the line, tightening. What do you do with his hands? What is this career that he has where it's like a shop, but then like we create things with our hands, like we build? What are we doing? What did he have?
Tile and marble business.
Perfect. Okay. Because I'm like, it's not, I keep asking him, I've never had tile and marble business before. That's new. I'm like, okay. Because he keeps showing me like placing things, molding things, sculpting things, like all this jazz. And I'm like, are you in cars? Are you in this? Nope.
Mm-hmm.
And he's talking about like almost like repairs. And I'm like, but you're not a repair guy. Like you're sitting behind, you're dealing multi-$1,000 things and like pulling guys out and putting them in places. Hang on. He says, you know, the slabs. Wait, he did slabs?
Mm-hmm. Like countertops and stuff.
Oh, okay. He's like, you know, the slabs. I'm like, okay. Hang on. Oh. Did they find Stephen dead?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay. He just said that. I didn't. No, Stephen didn't say that. Grandfather said that. Hang on. Hold on. Not wait. Let me refocus my energy. Let me go back to him real quick. Hang on. He's talking about how before he passed, so did he get a lot thinner, but he still had his belly?
Yeah.
Okay. I said, well, he had cancer all over. I said, you must have gotten like ridiculously thin. And he was like, oh no. He's like, I got a little thinner, but I still had my belly. And I'm like, oh, okay. Hang on. Oh, he smoked all the way up almost. Wow, a lot. And he said, I wish I would have quit that. I was like, oh, you're fine. Don't worry about it. Hang on. Claimed it, but didn't practice it. Were they Catholic?
Yeah, like that's the same as us, yeah.
Okay, he said claimed it, but didn't really practice it. That's what he's talking about. I'm like, oh, okay. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Is he cremated? Cool. Because I asked him, I said, where are you buried at? And he's talking about trying to put a big man in a small box. And then he puts like, and then he talks about like putting ourselves in an urn instead. I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Sorry, that's a whole nother thing. Who has parts of him? Who has parts of him?
My aunt.
Oh, okay, cool. Hang on. Wait. You know, I had it a while back. I just didn't really feel the need to go. So he knew he was sick for a while, and he's talking about not. I gotcha.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what he's talking. He's like, well, why did they not catch it? What is this? He's like, I knew it a while back. This is really a thing. Hang on. He's like, I want to tell her that she's doing well, and I got her. So he's like watching. So when you talk to him, he hears you. Okay. Hang on. Where do I go? What do I do? You really asking for guidance a whole lot. He's like, think of me as like your big guardian angel. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I'll let her know that too. Hang on. Pray for me, make sure I'm safe. Hold on. Didn't want to go there. Oh, he didn't want to go there. Hospice wasn't an option?
It was in his house hospice we did.
Okay, cool. He's talking about like not wanting to go, but then he's talking about being at home, like at home. And I'm like, but I don't see any like metal. So I'm like, hospice is not an option. He's just dying at home. I'm like, but he has all this stuff hooked up to him. So I don't know how that goes. Hang on. Hang on. Wait. Should have been a little bit more. Are they having this move out of his house?
You're kidding.
No, is that a thing? What's happening with that?
We just found out 2 days ago. His wife is selling the house.
Really? Okay, that's what he's saying. He's saying they're having to move out of the house. Just re-listen to what I say under my breath. So pops away and never be found. It's almost like she's separating from the family.
She doesn't talk to us.
Really? Okay, so he's showing me. He shows me like him, how he was, and then her, and like y'all, and like this divide, this shit.
Yeah, she didn't like us.
Really? Oh. He jokes. He's like, maybe I died to get away from her. And I'm like, oh my God, can you stop? Had they been married for like 15 years?
I don't know exactly how long, honestly.
Really? Because he's talking about, I'm like, well, why didn't you, if you didn't like her a whole lot? Because he's talking about loving her, but like they'd always get in like these hardcore, like stiff arguments, or maybe she's a little bit too firm, or maybe she's a little bit too like negative in a way. And I'm like, why didn't you leave? And he's talking about the longevity of their relationship or their marriage. Like, and I'm like, okay, it's over 5, over 10, like all that. Hang on. When she stepped in, she was very young. Okay, so she initially wasn't there whenever you're, oh, okay. It's okay. Sorry, this is him and this is, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he's okay. He's fine. He doesn't really like the house to be sold, but he's more like, what are you gonna do? Like that type of thing. But he doesn't really appreciate, he really doesn't like the fact that all the memories are gonna go with it. That's the whole thing. Like that people can't go there, people can't walk in. And he's talking about how it's almost like she's gonna make it really hard to like get in any of the stuff or get any of the things, and how she's just gonna kind of like sell it out from underneath people and really not give a shit. So that's not very much appreciated, but that's kind of that away. Hang on. Gosh, talking about your mom.
Oh,
He's
God.
your mom. He's like, my daughter-in-law can get her. She can get her. Is your mom fierce?
Yeah, I mean, she's a tough lady.
Yeah. She's like, she can get her. She can go after her. Like, like that. I'm like, oh my God, stop.
With her words, yeah.
My son, I told him to be passive. He's a good guy, though. Hang on. Better relationship. Hang on. That's a whole nother thing. Let me see. So he's okay. Just know that. Yeah. He's perfectly fine. He doesn't really care the whole, I mean, there's usually they're okay with houses being sold, but it's not really. It's more of the memory thing and how much of a cunt she's being too. So FYI, that's just the vibe that comes off of it. I want to go into, I have minutes. Hang on. I want to go into, let me see if I can get it. Well, your grandfather knows you're alive. He's much more, much more quiet. I helped her in for that. What? Really? Is a picture from Mr. Robert? Is that from a parent's wedding or something like that?
My mom's and dad's wedding, yeah.
Really? Okay. Sorry. He goes, I said, you look really nice there. He goes, that's from the wedding. That's from the wedding. I was like, okay. Hang on. He talks about you getting your smarts from him. I say, oh, okay.
Super smart.
Yeah. Fierce is talking about your mom being fierce is like a dog, like her, like in there. That's a whole nother thing. I helped her in, talking about helping you come in this world. Wow, did he pass like 5 years before you were born?
Not 5. 3?
Okay, because I'm like, how long ago was it? And he's showing me within this little short time period. I'm like, what is that? Hang on. Little pieces of me all over the house. Hang on. He's like, talk about me more. I was a good guy. So I don't know if your mom like doesn't really talk about him a whole lot.
No.
Really? He's like, talk about me more. Good guy. I'm like, it's okay. We will. Hang on. She went off and did her own thing. Your mom just was like very independent.
Yeah.
Boom. He's like, she went off and did her own thing. Hang on. We tried to keep the best life for her. Oh, man. He's talking about you. He's driving you from more of like an educational stance, like making sure you're on point, making sure you're going where you need to go, making sure that he's like opens the way for you more. He's not a man of like a ton of words right now, but how he's showing me, it's almost like he'll just keep you on this straight and narrow. I think in a way too that he may try to come back soon just because he's there. He's not crazy strong. He's a little bit weaker. The other grandfather is in your face. Boom, boom, boom. So it just means that maybe there's a baby being born soon. He says, give it time, don't rush him. So I don't know what that means. Maybe somebody else is like engaged or married or something like that. I'm like thinking about having a kid. That's a whole nother thing. We'll get into that. Hang on. Watching her from afar. Hang on. What did he do? Don't tell me. Figure out all the math, figure out all the numbers, he's a business person too. What did he do?
I'm not even sure, but I know he was ridiculously smart.
Yeah, because he keeps showing me calculations, getting things done. But he's like more of like the quiet person that sits back in the back.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. So for right now, Steven's there, but we needed to get them first. Yeah. So what I want you to do right now in closing is I want you to take 5 minutes and have a good breather and realize what just happened. Number 2, after that, I want you to have a really good cry. Okay? Because we have to release things.
Yeah.
Number 3, if you need me again for anything, just email me first. Okay. You have a lot of people, very, very interesting, and they're all pretty darn open. So it's great. And then the last thing, if you have any questions, just email me.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but take a few minutes, have a good breather. And also, lastly, tell them thank you.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll send this to you tomorrow. Rewatch it. And then if you have any questions, hit me up. Okay.
I definitely will.
Okay. I love you, baby.
Thank you. I love you. That was amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, not a problem. That's them. I'm just a telephone. So tell them thank you. Okay.
I will.
All right. Bye, honey.
Bye.
Bye.